you're watching this video, you're interested in church and state in comparative perspective. While in class during the spring, we'll be looking at church and state in the United States, the differences, the relationship between them. But then we take a wonderful journey to Italy and spend 2 weeks in Florence and Rome, where we explore in comparative perspective the relationship between church and state in Italy. It's an experience you won't forget.
Physically walking down from the Duomo, the religious center in Florence, down the street of Via del Calzuoli, into the political center of Florence, the Piazza della Signoria, was absolutely incredible.
My favorite part of the trip definitely was Florence. Just being able to walk around the city. It's a very friendly city, very light atmosphere, colorful, vibrant. It's got a lot of Renaissance art in it. You can tell by even like the architecture, you know, the paintings that you guys will go see in different various museums. And then on top of that, we got to take we hiked up to the Duomo, the Florence Cathedral, and we got to walk around inside the Duomo all the way up, and then we got to see the entire city from on top of the largest structure of the city, and it's just one of the most beautiful things. Like if you get the opportunity to see, like, just be in awe at how beautiful it is.
My favorite site that we visited in all of Florence was the Pitti Palace. We got to explore the home of the Medici family and all of the remnants of what was still there, and the beautiful Boboli Gardens we walked through. We actually started in the beginning, and the tour took us through all the different rooms and all different artifacts, and we really got to see their lives because we were studying the family, their main reigning family at the time. And then it actually led us out into this beautiful garden open area, and it took us up and back down around and into the city again.
One night we took a trip to Piazzella Michelangelo, and I will never forget the view that we had. It was dark at night and all of Florence was lit. It was amazing.
One of the most important parts of the trip that we did in Rome actually is we got to see the Pope speak, Pope Francis, in St. Peter's Square, and this was really cool. I mean, it was just a normal, speech that day, but it was really cool to actually see him in person, see him walking through, a crowd of, thousands of people, and then afterward we got to, tour the Vatican, and like just to, step into that church with just thousands of people. I mean, it was tough to walk, but to breathe in all of the artwork and the architecture, that was definitely one of the most interesting parts of the trip.
I loved going to the Vatican and the Sistine Chapel. Standing in there, it was just so breathtaking and humbling, and the beauty of it, I still to this day, it still takes my breath away a little bit.
And when we were in Italy, our class got to connect in a way that I never thought would be able to happen. I made some of my best friends on the trip, and we were given free time to be able to go explore the sites, explore the city, go visit Rome, and everyone over there was so nice, so welcoming. The food was absolutely amazing, and I had the best experience of my life.
So Fred was generous enough to let us have a couple of days to ourselves in terms of doing some day trips and going to explore other parts of Italy that we weren't going to see during the regular class. On one of the days, we all took a day trip to Siena together. And Siena's a lot different than what you'd expect in Italy when you've been to Rome and to Florence. It's a very hidden city in the middle of Tuscany. And it's very old, so it really allows you to take in the culture and the personality of what Italy has to offer in Tuscany. The artwork that was in Siena, the churches that were in Siena, Fred walked us through, and there's history there that you're not going to find anywhere else. We also had a chance to go to Cinque Terre up in the northern part of Italy on the Mediterranean. The culture, the color, those towns on the Mediterranean are hidden, and it was really something to see the type of architecture that Italy has to offer separate from what you would see in pictures.
One of my favorite opportunities was being able to take a day trip to Cinque Terre, which there are 5 cities along the Mediterranean Sea, and we got to hike from city to city and just take in the beautiful views of the countryside, the vineyards, the sea, and just being able to step foot in the Mediterranean Sea is an opportunity that I would never be able to pass up.
This trip is definitely an experience that you have to take advantage of when you can. I'm a business major, and being a business major, you don't get advantages of being able to study abroad unless you plan ahead, like before you even come to college. And being able to have an opportunity like to go to Florence, Italy with a group of 20-some students and explore a culture that you've never been introduced to before it's just breathtaking. It's an experience in itself. You learn so many things, and the time flies by when you're there.
Florence is bellissima!